Hi everyone, my name is Kristin Hayes and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and today we're going to be making this nice fall card. It's using a lot of elements out of the new holiday catalog that will be available, I believe it's September 4th of 2019. So we're going to start with a piece of Pretty Peacock, and this is cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. I'll just grab my bone folder, give that a nice crisp edge. Our next piece is a piece of Very Vanilla, and it's cut at 5 1/4 by 4, and that's the piece we're going to be stamping on. But before we stamp, I want to show you how to do these leaves. So these leaves are out of well, this is the stamp set we're using. This is Gather Together, and we're going to be using the Gather Together and the May This Season Bring You Smiles. But this is a great all-around fall set, and it has matching framelits. So we are going to be using some of the framelits out of here, but let me show you. I've taken some of them out already. But this is the framelit for the big leaf. It comes out gorgeous. We've got pumpkins, and they actually give you a double of this pumpkin. So if you're making a lot, it goes a little bit faster. And then we have the leaves that we're using right here. So we have 3 leaves, and they come out gorgeously. I don't know if you can see how it's, let me hold that closer up to the camera, how you can see the veins in the leaves. They're just very pretty. So I've already gone through the big shot and cut out the copper ones, but I want to show you a little trick with the Pretty Peacock leaves. So the first thing I'm going to do is this is water, and I'm just going to spray my piece of Pretty Peacock. You don't want to saturate it, but you want to get it fairly wet. And then I'm going to bring up my big shot. All right. And then I'm just going to place the leaves on this piece of scrap Pretty Peacock. And then we're going to run it through the big shot. Let me just push that aside a little bit. All right. Okay, so bring them back over. So when you take these off, they come out very easily. I think I sprayed my paper a little more than I usually do, so you may want to only give it 2 spritzes. But anyways, so let me just take these off. Get them off of here. They want to stick to the magnet, which is what it's supposed to do, right? So you just take these off. Now this, you can kind of see, let me hold it up closer. So it doesn't look like 2 colors, but you can see how the veins are lighter than the underneath part. That's a little darker. And I just want to show you, this is one where I didn't spritz. I'm not sure if the camera will pick up the difference. It's not a huge difference, but it just gives a little bit extra to the leaves. And the other reason why I like it is because it gives a little bit of curve to the leaf, so they're not just laying perfectly flat on your project. All right, so let's take those out. And then we're going to do some stamping on this paper. So I'm going to start with the Pretty Peacock and with our sayings, because that way it gives me I know exactly where I want to place my leaves. So that's fallen off. Let's put that back on here. All right, so I'm just going to ink this up, and we're going to do it, on the side, in the middle about. And there's no exact place you have to do this, and I'm using the same ink for both sentiments here. Just going to line that up. There we go. That's all we need for the Pretty Peacock. And then we're going to come in. This is a new ink in the annual holiday catalog, and it's a copper ink, and it also comes in silver and gold, which I don't have yet, but I have been having a blast playing with this copper. So we're going to take the leaves. Now this is from the Very Versailles set. Let me show you that. And I have used this one quite a bit. I don't know if the glare's on there like it is for me, but I've used this quite a bit. It's a great stamp set to use all together, but the pieces and the elements in it make great pieces for all other cards too, or a lot of other cards, I shouldn't say all. So anyways, we're gonna ink this up, these pretty leaves, and you can see it's nice and pretty on there. And then I'm just gonna arrange it on here, coming down from the top corner like that. So you can see it's got a nice glimmer, shine to it, and we didn't have to emboss. I'm just gonna stamp off before I put this, try and get some of it off before I put on my chamois. Okay, so let's close that up. And then we're gonna assemble the card. So what I did is I have a piece cut here. It's 3/4 of an inch, and this is by 5 1/4. And this is, I'm losing the name of it now. I think I wrote it down. Yes, Brightly Gleaming DSP. This is actually considered a Christmas paper, but I thought it went great with this project. So we are going to go with it. So when I put it on, I'm going to just put it on here just to give myself a starting point of where I want to put my leaves. So I'm going to line them up first before I start putting them on, so I know like the spacing of where I want everything. And then we will take that piece off because we didn't adhere it. Whoops, I need a pretty peacock. All right, that looks pretty good. So I'm just gonna lift that off and I'm gonna start adhering the leaves. And all I did was I snailed them on, and you just wanna be delicate when you take them off so you don't lose the places that you just put them on with. That's up a little too high. There we go. I don't want them falling off too much because this is pretty close to the edge of the card. So with the copper metallic inks, I just wanted to say it does dry pretty quickly. However, if you really want to set it, you can run it over with the heat tool really quickly, and that'll dry it right away. But I haven't had much of a problem with it smearing or getting all over my project or my hands or anything. So it does dry very quickly. All right, so we're just going to continue putting the leaves on in a row here. Go. We got one more. All right. There we go. I probably could have spaced them a little bit better, but I think that came out okay. So then for this piece, we're going to put this on a dimensional, because if we try and snail it over the stems of the leaves, I don't think it's going to work very well. So I did use quite a few dimensionals. I'm usually don't use as many, but because it's going over something a little bulky already, I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to come up. All right, and then we're just going to line it up like this, try and get it straight, and then give it a little bit of a press. And there we go. So we're just going to adhere this to the back of our card, or to the base of our card. All right, that one leaf is going to need to be trimmed a little bit at the bottom here, but that's okay, to get it in an envelope anyways. And then I just have one last leaf that I did previously, and we're going to just put it here at the bottom. And that is all there is to it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Here's our original. And if you can give it a like and subscribe, I would appreciate it. All of my links are listed below. Thank you so much for watching.